So it's time to bring in Leanne and have a chat to her about her business, Silk Dream Flowers. I started the interview by welcoming Leanne and just with a general hello. So let's get into that now.
Hi, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
Now, you own and operate Silk Dream Flowers, is that right?
I certainly do, and what a fantastic industry it is now becoming.
The wedding industry, you mean, or the flowers in general?
The flowers in general, because they are such high quality.
Yeah, right. So I actually had a little a blog post go up on the Wedding Made Easy blog.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that you made a comment there that the new flowers that have just come out in 2013 are almost impossible to tell the difference between them and the real roses.
It was ridiculous. I opened the box up and I thought that they were like fresh flowers. It was just, the feel of them is just uncanny.
So they not only, so they feel real as well as look real?
Yep.
Okay, wow. But I know that I've actually photographed quite a few silk flowers at weddings, and I know for myself that they're virtually impossible to tell the difference. So who are silk flowers for?
Well, pretty much anyone, but I primarily address the wedding industry. So wedding bouquets, table arrangements, for function centres and things like that, they can buy, I can do custom design arrangements for them so they can then hire them. The list is really endless, but primarily I stick with the wedding and the brides.
Okay, cool. So before, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions all about the flowers and particularly to do with wedding. But how did you even get started in all this? Are you a florist by trade or...?
I am a florist by trade, eventually. My mother-in-law actually got me into it. She suggested for my wedding to have silk flowers, and I'd never thought of it. And we went shopping together. Yes, her mother-in-law and her daughter-in-law went shopping. And, that's how I got into it. My first bouquet was my own.
Okay, so why did your mum suggest silk flowers?
My mother-in-law, she is very well known around Newcastle for her class and elegance, and she's just got this fantastic brain.
Wow. So she just had seen them and thought they looked real, or just thought they were a better option for you? Or
well, pretty much both, because we got married in March, so it was obviously still hot, and I wanted roses, so instead of them going all brown and yucky by the end of the day when the photographer's doing, the photo shoot, she suggested doing it that way, and I thought it was a fantastic idea, and it sort of just rolled on from there.
Okay. So by the sound of things, you still get on with your mother-in-law?
I do. I love her.
That's awesome. So after your wedding, then the business slowly builds up, or you ordered a shipment of silk flowers, or you make your own? How does it all work?
Basically, I order my supplies in from all over Australia. So from all different supplies, so all different grades of flowers. So there's silk, there's latex, real touch, and now like the really real touch. I just order them in, try and do the best colour matching we can for the brides, which is pretty simple considering that purple's the new pink. And design them up how they want. They might want something in specific, or I've got some pretty standard designs that we can work from and grow from that.
Okay. So have you seen a big change in the flower quality from when you started to now?
Oh, definitely. Real touch wasn't in when I got married. I had silk roses, and I only threw them out maybe 6 months ago, only because I didn't take care of them.
Yeah, right.
But they still lasted that long, but now we've got the real touch and the real touch roses that are out, which is just amazing.
Okay, so you said you'd just thrown yours out 6 months ago. When were you married? What year?
2004.
Oh, so they've lasted years.
Yeah.
So say a bride's coming to you then and they decide that they want silk flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Even before they decide that, so what would sway you to silk flowers over real flowers? I know you said that, say, if it's a hot day, that the real flowers may wilt or start to go brown.
Yeah, that's a big one, especially for somebody who wants a beach wedding like frangipanis or lilies or something like that, because with fresh flowers, those two flowers brown really quickly in the heat. So photographers will love them, because if they miss out on doing the photo shoot with the flowers, they can do it later on at the reception and they're still going to look perfect. So that's a really big plus. The other one is allergies. If the bride or groom have got allergies, You won't get any sneezing or rubbing the nose or the watery eyes while you're trying to say your vows if you've got these silk flowers.
I didn't even consider that for 1 second. That makes total sense.
It's huge. Like, there's that many. I mean, I've got allergies today actually,
Yeah, right.
and I don't have fresh flowers anywhere. But it is. It's really. I mean, the last thing you want is to have to, swallow tablets and tablets and tablets so you don't have, the watery eyes or things like that. Whereas you just don't have to worry about it. It's just peace of mind.
Okay. So while we're looking at, say, pros and against between, say, real flowers and silk flowers, is there a cost difference?
Yes.
Which one?
Which way?
The way you said that, I'm thinking silk flowers are cheaper.
Silk flowers definitely are cheaper. And the best part about them as well is that you can get flowers which aren't in season, because my flowers are always in season.
Okay. So I know that, say, brides love frangipanis,
Mm-hmm.
and I know they're only out for, say, a month or two in summertime.
Yep.
So would you discourage a bride then, say it's a Sydney winter wedding for having, having frangipanis? Would that look strange, do you think?
It's really up to the bride. I will do anything a bride tells me to do. If she really wants the frangipanis, no problems at all. But if she's looking at fooling everyone and going for, if it is winter, using the winter flowers instead of the summer flowers, I mean, we can do that as well. So, it's really basically comes down to the bride's choice.
Okay. So do you find that that's what most brides are trying to do? Are they trying to fool everyone with the silk flowers and pretend that they're real, or not?
No, not really, not fooling them. Like I said, with allergies and them lasting longer, that's more the reasons. It's not to, try and trick everyone.
I know how real they look. I mean, you really can't tell the difference.
Yeah. So it's like I can do, it just comes down to bride's choice, really, and yeah.
Yeah, okay. So say I'm a bride and I'm coming to you to organise my flowers. I'm going to go with the silk flowers.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing I look at? Is it when I come to you, do you need to know colours? Do you need to know? Do I have to tell you the type of flower that I'm after?
Yeah, colour's probably the top runner, only because the colour goes through everything. So through the bridesmaids' dresses, through to your reception, your invitations. Just say you're using like the Cadbury's chocolate purple, you'd want to carry that through the whole theme. So obviously we're looking at that sort of colour first, and then integrating the different flowers, whatever flowers we could do for you. So
okay. So you don't get every colour with every flower. So it's all realistic.
It is all realistic. Some come in different colours that normally wouldn't come in fresh flowers, but the majority, keeping to that realistic tone and doing it that way.
So is that the way most girls go? They'll look at the realistic colours and then go with something that looks very similar?
Yep, the first one's the colour.
Okay. So they choose they want a champagne coloured flower.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start looking at actual flower types.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the roses, you've got lilies you can integrate. The orchids, there's just so many that it just, really comes down to personal preference. I mean, a lot of brides, which is really great with this technology, is they bring their iPhones with them or their iPads, and they've got photos, and we can either just completely copy that or go, okay, well, I want to change that and put different flowers in, so we can do that as well. So I love technology when brides bring photos and things.
Cool. Okay, that makes it easy.
Oh, yeah.
And then with the actual bouquets, I know that with real flowers, that the flowers are actually, each flower is wide, and then you put the bouquet together. Is that a similar sort of process for you?
Yeah. They all come in sort of different styles, I suppose you call it. Like the orchids will actually come on an orchid stem, so I'd have to chop that and wire it, and then integrate it into the bouquet. Whereas others come with an actual, like a rose will come with a stem, and that doesn't need wiring, it just goes straight in.
Okay, right. So then, and you can create any sort of style of bouquet, so you can do it like a teardrop or a round bouquet with the different flowers?
Oh, definitely. I love the weird and the wonderful, though. I've been getting a few of those after the bridal fair in January.
Right.
I'm doing one for a lady, and she's red and black roses with skulls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like an awesome wedding. I'd love to photograph that.
I know. It's like a total skull theme. I can't wait to see the finished product and for her to send me some photos. So
What colour wedding dress do you know?
I think it's red.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
red.
Be
Yeah.
a good one to photograph.
Oh, that's why I said I can't wait to see the photos.
And with the pricing with the different flowers, does it change only with the with the quality of the silk, or does it depend on how large the bouquet is?
It goes on a couple of things. Like I've got some different sized bouquets that we start off with, and then if we add some, just say real touch roses, they're obviously a little bit more expensive to the general silk ones. But it goes off the size of the bouquet and what type of flowers you use.
Okay. So, and you said there's like latex as well as silk, and then you've got the real touch.
Yep.
So the real touch is the most expensive one.
The real touch is the most expensive. Then you go to your latex, which is more of a rubbery type feel, which is pretty much real touch as well to me.
Yeah.
And then you've got the silk ones, which are the fabric.
Uh-huh.
So it's basically the three levels.
Okay. So the latex is actually more realistic than the basic silk one.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay. And then, so what is it with the real touch one? So they obviously look fantastic. They feel like a real flower too, do they?
It's just unbelievable. The quality in these new roses that came in January. I just can't get over how real they feel. They're just so soft and just. I've compared them. I'll be honest. I went out and bought a bunch of fresh roses.
Yeah.
Just to feel the difference, and it was just I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah. Right. Okay. It's amazing. It's amazing. What's going to be the next step? Are they going to be? They're going to have smell introduced as well.
Well, actually, you can do that to my bouquets as well. I don't scent them myself only because of the brides with allergies, but you can put your favourite scents through them as well if you wanted to do that.
Really?
So, yep, you get the best of both worlds.
Wow. Okay. So I know that the weddings that I photographed, and they've had silk flowers. I've seen, family come up and actually smell the flowers and like be totally blown away and shocked that they're not real. I know how real they do look.
I know. I love it when people tell me that, or when people come to my studio and say, "Oh, are these like silk flowers?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's nothing fresh here," and they're like, "Oh my god."
That's awesome. And can you do